In the name of Tetragrammaton complex IS, let us pick from the fruit of life that is in every construct, meaning the many aspects and many pathways of life guide us to the frequent complexes that nourish us to the correct directional point of intelligence, and the many aspects of life. It is wanted and needed. Open the door, go into the room, observe the many aspects that nourish the point of knowledgeable intelligence. Take direction, observe the room and observe what catches the eye in the room. Meditate on the eye of Tetragrammaton complex IS, and observe what is given and gifted. Open the door and enter the room, observing all things in the nothingness infinite variety of Tetragrammaton complex IS. It is its expression, an active force that caused dimensional formation that creates the many things like universes, and or are universes, as well as things that are not at all a universe in a variety of many possibilities in existence or not. It is the vastness of nothing that forms the mass variety of everything or not everything at all without formation in some otherly existence without construct. It is it that is in so much variety. The multiple expressions are in obedience to the nothingness Tetragrammaton complex IS. It is the balance of the internal and external construct that dictates what the universe does. It is both outside and inside that develop the possibilities of the formation of construct in our dimension. It is truly unseen. Guide us to the correct directional point. Never let up on this experience. Form beautiful gardens. Thank Tetragrammaton complex IS. These constructs or not are of Tetragrammaton complex IS, where you can be shown the variety of points of intelligence whereof you can meet the multiple variety of things that exist in mental and external formation. Go through the maze, observe all the scapes, and open all the doors. The old home, what is in the old home? It is like what is a part of the maze. What other constructs are in the maze? What variety can it be? Does it have to be a maze? Follow Tetragrammaton complex IS. The many constructive patterns in the mind that form many places. It's strange that you can enter a point in consciousness where everything is fathomably different. It is to meet a point in the universal dimension, to meet separation from the universal dimension, to see the beautiful possibilities of the infinite variety. Follow Tetragrammaton complex IS to form new places, and never let those who exist in mental formation or in your life be ruler, because you are the one who leads you unless you have something reasonable or intelligent to follow. When it is spread through your brain in very constructive patterns, you will meet a state of mind different from the current one you are in. Let reality shift as the patterns that seem to no longer fit in your conscious field, let them go and focus on what you need to focus on, which is a point of intelligence. Follow Tetragrammaton complex IS to the beautiful gardens to which you can pick. It is needed to overload your negative patterns that are within. Overwrite them if you have them. Understand that negative patterns form from time to time in your mental formations, and overload your brain's capacity. Find needed information that you could plant a seed of the lotus flower to raise so beautifully from doubts in these swamps of consciousness. A negative cell with a negative pattern can direct you to a loss of correct directional point, typically there for you to pick from. Keep in mind it is what you pick from. Watch Tetragrammaton complex IS in any given moment. It is the given option to what fruit you pick from in this garden of life. And when it is said thereafter, when your brain has a possibility after the pattern breaks down to form entirely different, your consciousness has the possibility to form at the next best point to form its new pattern. And at whatever point your consciousness makes from that negative pattern, you will raise with difference from it. Understand that you will be guided from that negative pattern of consciousness. Follow Tetragrammaton complex ISO, the multiple varieties of which you can pick from. They ask, why is it that one would only stay in one pattern of anything? One responds, it is what they have dwelt in all of their life. And one continues, it is at which point you make from a repetitive pattern you change. Seek Tetragrammaton complex IS. It is in your very DNA pattern. You must wake up to the idea that you can make and form many patterns within yourself, and make that pattern onto the next generation, repeating itself into its reproduction, forming a new pattern in multitudes of possibilities. Many do not understand the multiple varieties up to which they can pick from, because they do not understand the multiple mental patterns and what is external to which consciousness can meet. Open a pattern to shift your consciousness and focus on the fruit of intelligence that is gifted to you from Tetragrammaton complex IS. And when you are at that point, dwell in the gardens of your pattern of internal value, and as well seek many external gardens that provide external value to find the most precise seed, plant it, nourish it to let it grow. Never forget to perform alchemy. The pattern of realization is one where its point hides in the background of one's consciousness, and when you make an active force for a pattern to pop up at any given point in time, it is a pattern from the tree of dimensional mental possibility, and what is allowed as well limited in what anything can do if it makes active force to make formation in this. Understand Tetragrammaton complexius in the vastness of active forces in the variety of everything, because this is more than the limited construct that many choose to exist in. The aspects of realization can slowly fade as if one's life would slip. Realization is always needed at certain points in your life to pick from the right direction that an active force of Tetragrammaton complexius had formed for you to make a decision on. In the vastness of pattern to pick from, it is like a fruit to eat from. It is at every given moment, it is in front. It is cultivated in the universe in multitudes of varieties. When you are in the position at whatever time you are in any given moment of your life to partake in a construct that would provide the next stepping stone of your life, understand the correct directional point. Understand that these aspects are important to your knowledgeable conscious growth, and will greatly change the pocket of time you go down, thus meaning the understanding of these constructs is the continuation of the focus on intelligence. Remember to observe Tetragrammaton complexius. You will begin to realize the next best pathway away from what holds your life back. The negative patterns have shown so many aspects that could or could not greatly change one nature. However, you must realize the virtue of observation, and what intelligence you pull from not acting on a certain pocket of time, and acting on a specific pocket of time. You must consider what is detrimental. The realization in any given moment is important to what you do in any given moment of your life, meaning the direction you go down at any point in time in complex. Think of what is important, and expand to that next position. However, you must consider what is detrimental, and what is to be gained. It is given realizing where you need to be at any given point in the vastness of what is a universe, and what is dimensionally different, and or what is not a dimension is beneficial, and can bring growth to one's life, where one can greatly change to meet a new possibility that can greatly give or take what one may need in life. Realizing the correct pathway, and where you need to be at any given moment that is handed to impossibility from Tetragrammaton complexius will as well show, and will give meaning in existence. It as well gives birth, like Tetragrammaton complexius birthing dimension in the many cosmos, handing you an understanding of observation as well, like a point in the universe only has a set amount of information coming through the universe radiating from the sun onto us, helping you. It is also really important for you to understand that at whatever point, in reality, you are dropped and you are to take importance in any given moment, because every moment counts. A realization of what you need to do in any given negative impactive happening in your life will greatly relieve a hole that one might have gotten themselves into. Realization always brings change to one's life, and always seems to change the aspects of a person. The aspects of a person often stay in one embodiment, typically because yet they only stay in one vibrational value, and do not express anything other what is to be picked from. If a person does not realize or never makes an active force upon the universe, they will never move to the correct directional point. Let an expression of Tetragrammaton complexius teach you, and guide you so that in the future you may make a correct directional point. Understand the values, and understand their meaning, seek in so that you will make your own decision out thereafter. It is a guide. If they do not, nor will they move or change to meet a growth that one might want. The realization is that you need to attempt to observe any given moment, because the pocket of time you go down is important. Break down negligence and observe the multiple varieties that the universe gives to you at every given moment. Make the correct position at any given time, or what is beyond that construct of understanding. The realization of who you are, truthful without a clouded view, can greatly guide you to where you need to be. You must understand beyond the human delusion that feeds you so much distraction, and you must see clearly to go down the correct pocket of time to which at one point you may need to be. Understanding the creation of meaning in any given moment is very needed. It all counts in this pattern of formation of many or not. The realization that you need to overcome a variety of mental blocks that stand in the way of mental formation, and purposeful point that leads to the correct direction. What is needed is a new mental formation, a new habit, and death of an old one. Let Tetragrammaton complexius interact with your mental formation. A realization of what is needed in life, and having complete certainty in whatever directional point is given in expression. You must be certain of your directional point at any given moment in time. The correct directional point portioned to you is the key right in front of you. Your certainty is needed at the correct point of intelligence formation, to which you must realize the correct mental formation to aid you in your direction, and as well mentally what you need to realize is the correct formation in your mental hemisphere at any given moment in your time or in any embodiment. Your Your certainty of the correct realization is a beautiful fruit you can pick from. It is a key aspect in this constructive pattern. Thank Tetragrammaton Complex IA. Let Tetragrammaton Complex IS cleanse your mind, body and soul. It is very important for your well-being so that you may take important steps in your journey in life and partake in many things that do offer a cleanse, the cleanse of what's around you, rather it be a messy home or any clutter you have around you, because if you do these everyday things you are more likely to unconsciously attract things or people to your life. The cleanse of many energy complexes that have a variety of otherly dimensional patterns and was commonly thought about as the soul or spirit shows the frequent value of what is within you and what is commonly entangled or you simply being around said object or energy complexes that is in so much variety. You must open the pattern, go through the many patterns that go through the many varieties of existence, cleanse them and cleanse what is around you, even perform appropriate fasts in specific times in your nourishment. The nourishment of your body and spirit is what will aid you in the journey to the many pathways of existence you choose to go down. It is a point of intelligence to do this. The more nourishment of energy complex is important for you, it is fruit for your soul from the vastness of what Tetragrammaton Complex IS has formed or something otherly expressed in its vastness. It is the thing that keeps your frequent body going. However, for most people it is a rather unconscious thing because they go about life absorbing these frequent patterns, unknowing of what they do. If you pick precise nourishment in this, you are rewarded in many complexities of understanding in this field. Motivation and all this is necessary for you to go down the necessary points and journeys you want to go down in the many pathways of time. Shifting your energies to focus on motivation can greatly aid you to the focus on the intelligence. You pull it from the inside of you even if you feel like you do not have it. Motivation is needed in every walking moment in life. If you make a choice to go down the correct pathway that involves the construct, remember it is an aid to bring you to the correct point of intelligence. Thank Tetragrammaton Complex IS. Remembrance of who you are will always give you a complete knowing of where you are in the mental patterns that you experience in life day to day. One must realize going down this construct it will leave you realizing that you have blocked pathways, and one must realize that they are completely in this journey of life, because it is intelligent to know who you are without the programming that was given with a side of toxin. Do you not realize human control that is slowly happening? The memory that you have are only fragments of what actually happened in that time, as well as you must consider a false memory or even perhaps memories of the past existence. One must remember the field is open. If you are closed you will never understand. Open the door, the key is right in front of you. Once the doors open you will see a variety of versions and they will all be in different embodiments. You will seek to know them because it is important to learn from each of them. It is because each of them have aspects of yourself that you have left behind. Resolving the negative patterns you will greatly aid you because you will be provided with less weight. Negative patterns come in a variety that changes behavioral patterns in every frequent moment. Because we all have constant patterns, a conscious shift is needed for you to thrive in many varieties of complexity. It is so that you may think clearly, because that in itself is a point of intelligence. Change from a negative pattern, let it be born newly to see other aspects. One must realize the physical movement of the human body is what will aid you in this, and as well as the aligning your timing to the luminaries when you are doing the physical exercise. Alhim, the ritual provides correct energy alignment, and as well as a physical workout you must understand that chemicals in your body change when you do this action at these points in time. The illusion that things are much harder or seemingly out of reach, it is in the way of one forming the correct patterns for life. It is intelligent to just do things in life that are going to be hard from time to time. It is the survival of the fittest who stand the longest, and it is smart to not let others in who dilute what you are constructively making, rather it be in relationships or what you do in everyday life. Make formation to raise from these walls that hold so many people back in everyday life. Let the dust and dirt be cleaned. Let the walls of doubt fall in the midst of your life, and understand what you can do and what can be overcome. Let the toxins break down. The great distraction of constructs that form in the many minds of the masses sway the many astray from certain truths and possibilities, and you must realize what many civilizations and many existences of human life have hidden secrets of ways many things are possible but are not known. Strive, because the infinite variety of possibilities should always leave you wondering of the next construct, and one must sit down and understand in multiple varieties of what many can mentally be. In truth, if we choose, we simply want to see the next variety of understanding, because you can mentally grasp so much more than you think in the human skull or something other. The many people do not understand the subconscious messages they Receive daily because it is like putting together a pattern of dots. The many points of perception they present seems to always lead you to an action, then that said action leads you down a pocket of time. Blindly understand mass subconscious messaging. If you are to do this thing and understand what you can constructively form with said tool, understand what many writings you can form that can cause an unconscious pattern. It is best for you to form a construct in this way so that you may take a constructive freedom for yourself. For many it will be like partaking in the unknown because many are misinformed about what they do on a daily basis. It is the of understanding that you see the constructive value that is being given to you from the construct of the television programming or any visual or audio programming that you see. It is important for you to realize the potential of a tool that you can use so that we as an existence can form mentally different, because it is a truth that we can manipulate our constructs through an amount of hypnosis or other ways of mental manipulation. It is also important for you to realize that you never need to let go of what is natural, the realization of natural patterns, and that the formation of Mother Nature is important. It is a construct of a canvas and many complexities of life, also a beautiful scape of observation. A true point in this is to realize that a variety of things can be achieved in consciousness if you use these tools properly and understand the embrace of nature. If you are to see true mental freedom, it is the knowing on how to program or deprogram the subconscious. The embrace of nature provides the embodiment of the being to see the manifestation of the physical scape of the dimension, thus bringing you to a natural point of perception. It is resourceful for you to have if you commonly dwell in the skills and practices of hypnotics. Learning to shift your reality from point to point will greatly show you the depths of your mental patterns and how your brain behaves. Understanding the scapes of reality will broaden your inner growth and will show you deeply who you are, and will greatly change your position and frequent time and place. Your placement matters in frequent pathways, because commonly we make communicative error among ourselves because we do not know how to communicate in this field the proper alignment of energy in the understanding. By doing this makes that person comfortable if done correctly. Commonly people sit down and ask, why do I feel like this when I am around this group or person? Why do I feel so negative or positive around this person or group? It is because of what is frequently sent to you. The body is able to entangle with others energetically. In this entanglement you must understand that in this human error the many do not understand that they can make a simple frequent move away or to resolve. To make comfortable unconsciously when you communicate, you must understand that by shifting your reality you will see the many complexities of yourself, or simplicity. The broadening of observation towards this will guide you to the observation of many embodiments of yourself. Let this be a nourishment from Tetragrammaton Complex IS. When you shift your reality you will see multitudes of different points of perception. The key is right in front of you and you may greatly form to the many points of intelligence. By doing this, when you are in your reality you will see the many points of actions where you can act in difference on one or not at all. The benefits in both what you do on a day-to-day basis or not at all in dualistic value are quite rewarding, but you must be very disciplined in judgment of action. When your reality shifts to all the wrongs and rights of your life, understand the next value that can be in addition from the dualistic value. In this you must understand that if we are to grow as beings, we are to get out of simplistic values onto more complex understandings, because if we are to reach mental growth, if we are to meet with ones from the stars and or the things that are beyond this construct of formation or not and or indifference, the complete embrace of mentality with many aspects of the unconscious in the universe, you must realize that it did not just have one starting point, nor is any existence of something that is in relation to a universe and in consideration even though it is not seen by you. Please do understand the many possibilities of the many tools that you can make to aid you to an observation. You must ask yourself a question on how would any of the ancestors have an aspect of observation of the stars in their time. Please do understand the vastness of possibilities outside of what a universe is, and seek something that is not a universe and is something else, and as well as thank Tetragrammaton Complex IS.